Okay, so everyone's seen those sci-fi movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
With robots, like
Yeah.
doing surgery, holding the scalpels.
Right.
But AI in surgery is already actually here.
It is.
But it's not really about replacing surgeons. It's
Right.
more about giving them superpowers
It's true.
and making them even better at what
Yeah.
they do.
It's pretty amazing how AI is already being used as this incredible surgical assistant
Right.
to make surgery safer and more efficient and,
Yeah.
even more accessible in some ways.
So let's dive right in.
Okay.
We found this fascinating report
Yeah.
by Dr. Fabio Di Bello.
Okay.
He's at an Italian university,
Cool.
and he also happens to be like a leading AI expert.
Wow.
So this whole deep dive is going to be about how AI is actually
Yeah.
changing the game in the operating room.
You know what's really interesting about this is that the Italian context
Okay.
is facing some big challenges right now
Yeah.
when it comes to healthcare costs and training.
Right.
So the potential impact of AI is even bigger there.
Okay.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So Di Bello breaks down the impact of AI into
Yeah.
3 key areas.
Oh.
But before surgery, during surgery, and after surgery.
Makes sense.
So take tumor removal, for example.
Okay.
AI can actually step in even before the surgeon scrubs in.
It's true.
Really?
AI algorithms can analyze like a patient's entire medical history.
Wow.
You know, their scans, even genetic data.
Mm-hmm.
And they use that information to help surgeons
Right.
identify potential risks
Yep.
and figure out the absolute best surgical approach.
Wow.
It's really like having a whole team of specialists,
Right.
analyzing mountains of information just for you
Yeah.
to personalize the procedure.
So AI is basically giving surgeons this huge advantage,
Yeah.
helping them to see things
Mm-hmm.
that they might not otherwise have noticed.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
it gets even cooler during surgery.
Oh, wow. Okay.
AI can analyze images
Okay.
in real time.
Yeah. Helping surgeons to pinpoint the tumor margins.
And tumor margins is like,
You know that boundary
yeah.
between cancerous and healthy tissue
Okay.
with incredible accuracy?
So AI is actually helping surgeons
Yeah,
to see better than they could with the naked eye.
pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like having microscopic vision.
Okay.
AI is processing all this visual data
Right.
from surgical cameras and scans.
Yeah.
And it's highlighting the critical details.
Wow. That's mind-blowing. I
Yeah.
mean, when you think about
It's really important when
Yeah,
you're talking about
yeah.
removing a tumor.
yeah, you need that precision.
Exactly.
I
The goal
love
is
it.
to get all of the tumor out
Right.
while minimizing damage to the surrounding healthy tissue.
Yeah.
So that kind of accuracy can make a huge difference.
Wow. Okay.
It can reduce the risk of the tumor coming back.
I'm seeing how AI is really changing things here.
Yeah.
So what else can AI do
Well,
during surgery?
Di Bello also talks about robots
Oh.
becoming much more sophisticated with AI.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I know. We've all seen
Right?
the Da Vinci surgical system,
Exactly.
which is already amazing.
It's pretty incredible.
But with AI,
yeah,
like,
it takes it to a whole new level.
next level.
Yeah, imagine a surgeon removing a liver tumor.
Okay.
The AI can analyze images,
Right?
suggest the safest path to avoid blood vessels,
Mm-hmm.
and even simulate different surgical options
Wow.
in real time.
That's like a surgical GPS on steroids.
Like a superpowered GPS,
Yeah, that's like
guiding the surgeon's every move,
wow.
making sure they're taking the safest and most efficient route.
So it's not just about fancy robots.
No.
It's about
It's about patient outcomes.
right, making things better for the patient.
Exactly.
And Di Bello also talks about AI acting like a guardian angel during surgery.
Yes,
What does that mean?
it's all about monitoring.
Okay.
AI can keep track of all sorts of vital signs,
Huh?
analyzing data in real time.
Right.
And it can actually alert the surgical team
Wow.
to any potential problem.
Before they even become serious.
Yeah, before they escalate.
So it's like having another set of eyes
Mm.
in the operating room,
Exactly.
just constantly watching for any sign of trouble.
And that peace of mind is huge,
Yeah.
not just for the surgeon, but for the patient as well.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Knowing that there's this constant vigilance,
Yeah.
it makes a big difference.
But all this cutting edge technology, I
Yeah.
mean, it can't be cheap.
That's a great point.
Right.
And it's something that Di Bello actually addresses in his report.
Okay.
The cost of implementing all this AI technology
Yeah.
is definitely a concern,
Right.
especially for healthcare systems
Yeah.
that are already struggling.
I mean, and then on top of the cost of the technology itself,
Right.
you also have to train everyone how to use it.
Exactly. You can't just expect surgeons to know how to use all this new tech
Right.
overnight.
It's a whole new skill set.
Yeah, it takes a lot of training and investment.
But this is where Di Bello suggests that
Mm-hmm.
AI might actually be part of the solution.
Interesting.
So how can AI help to overcome
Well,
these cost and training barriers?
think about AI-powered telemedicine.
Okay.
We could have a top surgeon in a major city
Yeah.
guiding a procedure in a rural hospital,
Wow.
all thanks to AI-enabled remote collaboration tools.
So it's like AI can be this bridge
Yeah.
connecting expertise to the places where it's needed the most.
Exactly. It's about making sure that everyone has access to the best possible care.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
But with all this talk about AI in surgery,
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Are we heading toward a future where robots are going to replace surgeons?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Di Bello is very clear on this point.
Okay.
We're not talking about replacing surgeons,
Okay, good.
at least not anytime soon.
So it's more about...
It's about collaboration.
Yeah.
It's not replacement.
So like we were saying before, it's
Yeah.
like giving surgeons superpowers.
Exactly.
Right.
AI is there to assist and enhance,
Yeah.
not to replace.
But Di Bello does mention some pretty amazing examples
He does.
of semi-autonomous robots, things like the STAR system and the Mako system.
Right.
What are those all about?
Those are great examples of how AI is really pushing the boundaries
Okay.
of what's possible in surgery
So robots are already capable of performing.
in very controlled settings.
Yeah.
Like the STAR system, for example.
Yeah.
It can do things like suturing
Wow.
with incredible precision,
Really?
even better than humans in some cases.
So not quite those
Right.
autonomous robosurgeons from the movies,
Not yet.
but it's still pretty incredible
It is.
to see how far the technology has come.
Yeah, and as this technology keeps evolving,
Right.
we're going to have to address some pretty big ethical and legal questions.
Like who's responsible?
Exactly.
If a robot makes a mistake during surgery,
Yeah, those are important questions.
or how do we make sure that this technology is being used ethically?
Right. We need to have those conversations now
Yeah.
as the technology develops.
So we can shape the future of AI in surgery
Exactly.
in a way that benefits everyone.
Yes.
But for now, why don't we shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and look at the bigger picture?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Let's do it. You know, we've been talking about AI as this amazing surgical assistant.
Right.
But what about the human side of things?
Okay. Yeah.
How are surgeons reacting to all of this?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be a pretty wild time to
K-Charts.
be a surgeon right now
It really is.
with all this new technology coming in.
You know, it's a real mix.
Okay.
Some surgeons are embracing AI.
Mhm.
You know, they see it as this powerful new tool
Yeah.
that can really help them to improve patient outcomes.
Right. I bet it's pretty exciting
It is.
for those surgeons.
Yeah, to have access to all these new tools.
Right.
That can push the boundaries of what's possible.
But I imagine there are some surgeons
There are.
who are a little bit hesitant,
Yeah.
maybe even a little worried about what this means for their profession.
Absolutely.
Right, because surgery is such a
Mhm.
hands-on personal field.
Yeah.
It's not just about knowing the technical stuff.
Well,
It's about judgment and intuition
it's true.
and connecting with the patient.
The human connection is so important.
Right, and that's why it's so important to emphasize that AI
Okay.
is not about replacing surgeons.
It's about empowering them,
right, it's
giving them more information, more
Yeah.
insights.
so they can make even better decisions.
Exactly.
So it's all about finding that balance, that sweet spot where
Mhm.
AI and human expertise can work together.
Because you're right. Even with the most advanced AI,
Yeah,
there's always going to be a need for the human touch
right. That judgment call
and adaptability.
that you'd only get from a human.
Every patient is different.
Right.
Every surgery has its own unique challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And AI can provide guidance, but ultimately,
Yeah.
it's the surgeon who has to weigh those options.
Okay, good. That makes me feel better.
Yeah,
It's good to know that humans will always be at the heart of surgery.
absolutely.
But this raises another quote.
What's that?
How do we train
Mhm.
the next generation of surgeons
Yeah,
to work effectively with all of this?
that's a huge question.
Yeah.
And it's something that medical schools and training programs are really grappling with right now.
Yeah, because it's like a whole new way of thinking about surgery.
It is.
It's not just about mastering the techniques.
right.
It's about learning how to collaborate
Mm-hmm.
with AI
It's a partnership.
to make it a true partner in the operating room.
And that requires a different approach to medical education.
Okay.
It's about fostering critical thinking adaptability,
Right.
the ability to stay on top of all these rapid advancements.
Because it's changing so fast.
It really is.
It's a pretty big challenge for these programs.
Yeah, but I think it's also important to remember the patient's perspective.
Okay. Yeah. How does this affect the patient?
Well, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's all about improving patient outcomes.
Right.
And AI has the potential to make surgery safer, more efficient, and more accessible for everyone.
So fewer complications,
Hopefully.
shorter recovery times,
Yeah.
maybe even lower costs
Potentially.
in the long run.
Right.
Okay.
But there are also some valid concerns that we need to address.
Like what?
Well, things like patient privacy
Mm-hmm.
and data security.
Okay.
AI systems collect a lot of data.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that information is handled responsibly.
Right. The patient needs to understand
Absolutely.
how their data is being used.
They need to feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Trust and transparency are key.
And I think it goes both ways. Mm-hmm. Surgeons need to be educated about AI,
Yes.
and patients need to be informed
It's a two-way street.
about its implications.
Open communication is so important.
Right.
If we really want to harness the power of AI to improve healthcare.
So it sounds like it's really a team effort.
It is.
Surgeons, patients, researchers, everyone working together
You got it.
to shape this new future.
And that brings us back to Di Bello's main point.
Okay.
It's not about replacing human skill and judgment.
Right.
It's about enhancing it.
It's about finding that synergy
Exactly.
between humans and AI.
It's about those win-win scenarios.
Yeah.
Where technology and human expertise can come together.
I love that.
To achieve the best possible outcomes for patients.
This whole conversation has really opened my eyes
Me too.
to the possibilities
It's an exciting time.
of AI in surgery.
We're really just at the beginning of this journey.
Yeah. Who knows what the future holds?
It's going to be an incredible ride.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Me neither.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Okay.
I think we need to step back for a minute and consider some of the broader implications of all of this.
Yeah, that's important.
So what are your thoughts on that? Okay, so we've talked about AI as this awesome assistant in surgery.
Yeah.
And how it's affecting both surgeons and patients.
Right.
But what about the big picture?
Mm-hmm.
Where does all this fit into, like, the future of healthcare in general?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Di Bello's report touches on some pretty big implications,
Okay.
especially when we think about how AI could address some of the systemic challenges in healthcare.
So, like, what kind of challenges?
We'll think about healthcare disparities.
Okay.
We talked about how AI-powered telemedicine can bring expert surgeons to remote areas.
Right. So it's like AI can help to level the playing field a little bit.
Exactly. Giving people access to quality care no matter where they live.
Yeah.
But it goes beyond just geography.
Okay.
AI could also play a huge role in personalized medicine.
Oh, wow. Okay. How?
So instead of like a one-size-fits-all approach,
Yeah.
we're moving toward a future where healthcare is tailored to each patient.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, AI can analyze tons of data
Right.
to identify patterns and predict outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
And that can help doctors to make more informed decisions.
About pretty much everything.
Yeah, diagnosis, treatment, even prevention.
So it's like having a personalized health advisor
Kind of like that.
powered by AI.
Guiding you every step of the way.
That's really cool.
Imagine the potential for drug discovery.
Okay. Yeah.
AI algorithms can sift through mountains of research data
Mm-hmm.
to identify promising new drug candidates.
So it could speed up the whole process.
Exactly. It could accelerate the development of life-saving treatments.
I mean, it sounds like AI is really touching every aspect of healthcare,
It really is.
from surgery to research.
It feels like we're on the verge of a revolution.
It does, doesn't it?
But with any revolution,
Right.
there are challenges and risks.
Yeah, what kind of risks?
Well, one concern is that AI could make existing biases in healthcare even worse. If the algorithms are trained on biased data,
Okay.
they could perpetuate inequalities
Yeah.
and lead to treatment recommendations that aren't fair or accurate.
That's a really important point.
We need to make sure that AI is developed and used in a way that's equitable.
Right. So everyone benefits.
Exactly. And then there's the whole question of human oversight
Yeah.
and accountability.
Right. Are we just going to hand over all control to the machines?
That's a big question. As AI gets more sophisticated,
Yeah.
we need to establish some clear guidelines and regulations.
So it's used safely and ethically.
Exactly.
Okay.
We need to find that balance
Exactly.
between the power of AI
Uh-huh.
and human control.
It's a tough challenge.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's an exciting one.
Yeah, this whole deep dive has given me a lot to think about.
Me too.
But I think the biggest takeaway for our listeners
Yeah.
is that AI isn't just some futuristic concept.
Right.
It's already here.
It's happening now.
And it's transforming healthcare.
And as AI keeps evolving, it's important to stay informed,
Yeah.
to ask questions, and to be part of the conversation.
Because ultimately, the future of healthcare is up to all of us.
It's a shared responsibility.
We need to make sure that AI is used ethically.
For a benefit of everyone.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive
It's been fun.
into the world of AI in surgery.
Yeah.
Until next time, stay curious and stay engaged.